All right, this is the next episode of True Wrestling Fan Discussions. Continuing our Coliseum home video review series. This is going to be The Ultimate Warrior 1992. I'm your host, Mike.
I'm Frank, and let's get into this. I like this one, especially the opening of this video
Yeah,
with his return at WrestleMania 8.
without the
Unfortunately,
commentary. Did you notice
yes,
that?
that
There was
was
no
even
commentary.
better. That was so much
I like the
better.
way they did it. It was almost like a movie, right?
Yes.
It was,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I love when
oh
Heenan
yeah.
screamed, "It's
He
the
doesn't have
Ultimate Warrior!"
no, he doesn't have a friend in the world. Remember right before Warrior came out, and then he
Sid
said,
going for
"That's
the
the Ultimate
chair, and
Warrior."
that
Yeah.
that's the Warriors music. Unfortunately, he came out to help Hogan. I
hmm
mean, maybe I was hoping maybe
Save
for a
save
three on
Hogan's
one.
ass, but yeah, it opens up with WrestleMania 8 with the ending of Hogan versus Sid and Papa Shango in the mix. Warrior saves Hogan's ass, of course. They start posing.
And that's when everybody was wondering
Mm.
and pondering: Is
Was
this a
that the
new
war?
warrior? Did the other warrior
Because he was
die?
so much smaller. His hair was
Exactly.
shorter. There was the Kerry Von Erich rumors that Kerry Von Erich took his
Yes, I heard
place.
that rumor back then.
Madness, but it
It
was the
was
real
no.
Warrior. You know what's
Yes, it was.
interesting? There's an actual WrestleMania 8 press conference, and I can't find it. There's a WrestleMania 8, and I'll tell you the reason why I know this. There's a WrestleMania 8 post press conference with the Ultimate Warrior answering questions. The reason why I know this is I was watching one of his documentaries. It might have been the A&E special. They show Warrior in the press conference right after the match, and it's very brief. Brief. It's only a few seconds. They show him answer questions, and I'm like, where is this footage, man? I want to see it.
It's lost out
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Did it show what he was saying? Like
It
what
was
they asked
brief. They
him?
only showed a few questions. He's like, I know there's a lot of questions. I'm going to answer them. I'm paraphrasing. It was something to that extent. And then like they went to other stuff.
Damn.
I was like, I want to see this press conference.
Hell yeah! I want to hear what he's got to say. Him coming back. They
Maybe we
kept it
get
real
lucky.
quiet.
Maybe we get lucky with that WWE Vault on YouTube. For those that don't know, the WWE Vault channel. They're
Yeah.
releasing a lot of like stuff we've never seen. Hopefully, we get that press conference. I don't know.
Hopefully, one of these days, maybe when the anniversary comes up or
Yeah.
something, 35th, 40th, you never know. Well, the opening match that they showed on this one, and we've all seen this from April 1st, 1990, WrestleMania
Yeah, it
6.
was a weird. It's kind of a weird selection though, right? Because this is '92. This is 2 years later. He just came back.
Well, like we said on the
Why would you?
1990 one, they were showing matches from '88 on the
Right.
1990 video.
I thought it was weird because they show him save Hogan's ass and then they show him beat Hogan's ass right after that.
It works for me.
And yeah, yeah. So it's WrestleMania 6, we all know champion versus champion. You guys know the story.
We all do,
Warrior
yes.
wins the title, holds the two belts up, iconic.
Hogan, passes the torch to Warrior like he
Great
needed
match.
it.
It was a great
It
match. Yeah.
was, the respect Hogan gave
hmm
Warrior, which there was respect in this match anyway. Just, Hogan, chewing him out in the beginning of the match. I thought that if you read lips, you can kind of see what he's saying to him. You're in with the big boy now
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
crap like that.
I
But
didn't mind. I didn't mind. I didn't mind. It's good storytelling.
it is, and Warrior whooped his ass,
Yeah.
so and became champion. So next on the video was Ultimate Warrior versus Papa Shango.
Yes, this was from their house show matches. This was the feud that they had going on where he put
He
the
hated
spell.
it,
He put the spell on
made him throw up.
Warrior sold, yeah, but Warrior sold the hell out of that, man. I don't care what
He
anybody says. He sold the hell
that
out of
that
it.
that was on Superstars, if
It
I'm
was
not
on Superstars,
mistaken, when
yeah.
he
I
did
remember
it,
watching
and
it.
and he
He's
keels
throwing
over
the,
with his stomach. He's in the
how about,
back throwing up.
yeah, yeah. And how about when he was doing the interview and then the stuff was coming down his face?
Yeah,
Warrior's like,
I mean, regardless if he didn't like it or not, it was still interesting to see,
yeah.
and it helped probably push Papa Shango as
It's
very
it's
little
the
as it
most
did,
memorable thing that Papa Shango has ever done.
other than become the Godfather
Yeah,
and the hose.
yeah.
But yeah, but at the
So,
time for that gimmick,
right, yeah. So
they were thinking about before the Kama Mustafa Nation of Domination for the Attitude Era. They were
I saw
contemplating
that a
bringing back the Papa
revamped.
Shango.
I've
Yeah,
seen the pictures. Yeah.
I don't think it would have worked.
No, no,
I
no.
think what
It
they
was
did with
92.
him,
Yeah, for that. Yeah, yeah,
what they did with him, comma, and then turning to the
yeah.
Godfather. I think that other than
Yeah.
the
Then
Goodfather,
they
that was the
released
perfect
they
thing.
released the action figures of this. They released the 92 and 92 Warrior and Papa Shango, like their feud. I've seen them. They actually look pretty cool. So it's
It
memorable.
did.
Regardless of anything, I don't care. It's memorable.
He didn't like it.
So,
I did.
no.
I liked the feud. And this was from May 19th, 1992. And this match started the way WrestleMania 8 did for Warrior. He clotheslines him right over the rope. Like,
Yeah.
you remember when I
Hard,
did
yeah.
it? Bam.
Yeah.
Poor bastard. The match was pretty good. Papa Shango held his own, but of course, you're not going to get over on the
So
Ultimate Warrior.
not gonna happen.
And of course, he's doing his trance during the match.
Yeah.
So you think he's going to do what he did once again. Nope. Shoulder tackle and a splash. Warrior gets the win
Got
over
him out of
Papa
there.
Shango.
Or got him the hell out of there.
These were some weird matches.
They
Other
were.
than the main event,
The selection was odd.
yes.
You know what?
Especially for 92.
I was gonna get into it towards the end, but we'll just get into it right now. I wish we would have seen the two matches that he had with Sid in Europe because he fought Sid right after WrestleMania. I
Yes,
don't
he
know if it
did.
was countouts or DQs or something. I know he didn't go over clean, but I would have loved to have seen it because it was 92,
Yeah, it was right after
and they were
WrestleMania
setting
8.
up that feud. The problem was that Sid took off; he quit. But they did fight twice, so I would have liked to have seen that. We didn't get that. We got these
Another,
random. We'll get into it. We got these random matches.
another match I would have liked to seen that was in 1991 that they could have put on this the body bag match with the Undertaker.
Yeah, they could have
The
recycled that
first
one
the
because they had a
first
couple
ever
of them,
loss
didn't
for the
they? Yeah,
Undertaker.
and
Yeah.
they had a couple of them. I don't think it was just one either.
No, they had several.
Yeah, yeah.
But that was the first ever loss. Now Taker was never
Well,
pinned, but it's a loss because he was
they
put
didn't
in the
count it
body
though. But
bag.
yeah, but they
Nah, I
didn't
know
count
they
it.
don't count it.
Yeah,
Just like they don't count Lance Storm beating Brock Lesnar
right.
years later, but it
That's what
happened.
it is.
But I remember seeing that body bag
Mhm.
match, and it was a great match between the two of
Yeah,
them.
it was good. It was a good feud.
And I was kind of hoping maybe they put one of those matches on here, but
Yeah.
no. Our next match is pulled from May 2nd, 1992 on Superstars. It's the Ultimate Warrior versus Skinner. And by this
Random.
point, if I'm Warrior, I'm like, this is what I came back for.
Well, didn't
The Alligator Man, what is this?
Skinner got a title shot too, though, didn't he? Didn't Brett?
Several against
Um,
any Coliseum video thing or something along the lines.
He was a good
Yeah,
wrestler. That
Skinner
guy was a
getting
good
IC title
wrestler.
match.
He got stuck with a bad gimmick, but he's not a
He
bad
did.
wrestler if you watch him work. He's not bad.
No, it's just Vince put the alligator Everglades crap
Yeah.
on him.
The other thing you noticed watching this video, how small Warrior looked, because this was
Yes.
right after he got back. Later on, a few months down the line, he regains his physique. He regains the size, but you
By
can tell.
SummerSlam, he was Warrior.
Yeah, 100%. But you can see how small he looked. Like Jesus, it's a stark contrast. They try to sell it to us. I think it was Gorilla. I think it might have been Gorilla Monsoon in one of the matches. He says, "Oh, Warrior lost some weight because he wants to be faster." So that he decided that he wanted a little more speed. I'm like,
He was looking like a cruiserweight.
I was like, yeah, I don't think that's what it was. But anyway,
Yeah, okay.
But anyway, so who won? Skinner or Warrior? You guys take a guess.
Really? All right, I'm gonna go with Warrior.
Yeah, Warrior.
Shoulder block and a splash
See
gets
ya.
the pin. Skinner goes bye-bye like in every other match he's ever had. Hey, the fact that Skinner got a match at WrestleMania 8, at least give him credit for that. Papa Shango didn't get it. And Papa
Well, it was a dark match.
all he got,
Was
yeah.
it?
No, Skinner's
No, that
match
was 9.
on there.
I'm sorry. Papa Shango was the 9.
Yep, again. When
Tito.
Tito finally won at WrestleMania.
Yeah, damn it, that doesn't count.
And we don't get to see it, but
You know, if you count,
good.
if you count Tito's dark match, I think he's in the first 9 WrestleManias. I think.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, just like Hogan, right?
2 and 7.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
So,
and the last one he gets, we don't get to see.
well,
But we got to see Skinner face Owen Hart at WrestleMania 8.
oh Jesus Christ!
Yeah, exactly. Next match on the card was the Ultimate Warrior versus Brian Knobbs of the Nasty Boys.
Another random.
A recycled match, as you might want to put it, from May 16th, the Superstars of Wrestling.
He threw him a beating too. Warrior threw
Yeah.
both of them a beating.
Now, at first, when I saw this, I didn't remember the Superstars match they had back when he first arrived.
Right, they did.
I thought this was towards their tag title. Remember, the Nasty Boys were kind of feuding with Warrior and Savage.
Money Inc. that they fought, right? It was Money Inc. that they.
Money Inc. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Nasty Boys were getting involved because Jimmy Hart.
Right.
But no, this was actually in the beginning on his return, which was kind of weird that they had Knobbs fighting in a singles match anyway.
Yeah, it's random.
And of course, during the match, here comes Papa Shango. We can't get rid of this guy in this video. You know, he comes down, picked up Warrior's wristband, and left.
Well, was to put the curse on it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
And then, Sags hits Warrior with a chair. Not doing anything about it. Shoulder tackle and a splash gets the pin. Warrior once again beats Brian Knobbs.
See.
But Papa Shango was trying to be all over this video. Now this last one, I enjoyed this one so much. The two of them teaming together.
It was cool to see, right? I didn't think you were going to see that.
No, not after their feud the year prior. It was the
Hmm.
Ultimate Warrior and the Undertaker
You could see them,
teaming up to face Papa Shango and the Berserker.
right? Us, Warrior and Taker have that like little stare down in the beginning.
Yes, they did. Like, am I whooping them or am I teaming with
Yeah,
them?
yeah, yeah. It was cool. It was cool. I like it.
How about at the end? Like, I'm jumping the gun, but because I really like, I thought this was weird that Taker actually like puts his hand out, like to shake his hand and stuff, and I'm like, whoa, you didn't see him do
Yeah.
that.
Well, Undertaker liked Warrior. They got along in real life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, they got along.
Nothing to dislike between the two of them. I mean,
No, I'm saying, Warrior gets a bad rep that he didn't get along with anybody, but Taker liked.
yeah. Well, consider the sources of the people that are telling you
That's
that.
true. Jake the
I
Snake.
mean,
Anyway,
yeah, exactly.
um,
But these guys, Warrior spent a lot of time in the ring getting his butt whipped. Taker trying to get in the
Taker.
ring. Eventually, he gets in the ring. But
He didn't even get tagged in. I don't know if
yeah, he did
I'm,
briefly, and then
no,
Warrior came
no,
back in.
no. I'm saying at the end of the match. I don't think there's any tag at the end of the match because Taker has him, right? Taker
Yeah,
has him, and then Warrior comes in and finishes
yeah,
the
the
match, right?
shoulder block and splash on
Yeah,
Berserker and
I
got the
don't even
pin.
think he ever got tagged in. I don't even think he was a legal man. Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter in
He
this
got the
point.
pin. Yeah.
Exactly. And then, the sign of respect from Taker, shakes his hand.
Hmm.
I thought he was going to choke slam him just for old time's
No,
sake, but
no.
no.
Basically, watch the
Impre-
beef.
Impressive feud turned into an impressive tag team. Imagine if those two guys would have went for the tag belts. Forget it.
Yeah, no, it would
Oof.
have been fun.
It was interesting, but again, Papa Shango and Berserker of all people to face, and this was from the Rampage '92,
Right. Yeah.
which is a very good Coliseum
Yeah,
video
it is a
one that
good.
they put out.
Yeah, it is a good video.
June 3rd, 1992.
Hmm.
By this point, it's that action-packed roster we had 6 months ago is now starting to
It's
kind
starting
of
to thin.
deplete
Yep.
because now you got no Hogan, you got no Sid. Um, it's
Jake is
just
gone. Yeah, Jake is gone already.
Jake is gone because he wanted his release because he doesn't get the writing job or whatever. I mean, yeah, it's starting to
Yeah.
deplete down, but Berserker is not it's just a bad gimmick.
Us.
Papa Shango
Us.
was good, but
Yeah.
it
Um.
would have been cool to see him face Ric Flair and somebody, but all right.
Yeah, he did, and he did face Flair. He did
They,
face Flair.
even a tag team like Flair and Shawn Michaels because I know
Yeah,
they did some teaming up
and
during that summer.
they released this video right before I think it was like right before the Survivor Series. I think when I looked it up, it was November, so it was right before the Survivor Series.
Okay,
Um, and they could even had that Bret Hart match because remember him and Bret Hart teamed up. There's a
yes they
match
did.
on YouTube. You can find it. There's no commentary, but him and Bret teamed up. Either way, uh, the video was short. I was a little disappointed because the Warrior and Hogan match takes up so much time,
Seriously,
you
a
know,
40 minutes.
and the matches were kind of random, but at the same time, listen, it's Warrior. We like to see Warrior, and
He didn't have much going on. I mean, you could have put the Savage match on there, and then you
yeah,
would have really had a short Coliseum video.
yeah. But I
That
mean,
match took up a lot of time.
yeah, I mean, it's always great to see Warrior. And at that point, like when he came back, anything magazines, videos, anything Warrior related, I needed to
That
watch
was
it.
good. That was good
So
enough.
that was good enough. Yeah. So
Without Hogan in 1992 and Savage at the helm, seeing Ultimate Warrior back was
hmm
also a nice thing
yeah,
because we had something to fall back on
yeah,
besides Savage.
absolutely. All right. Well, that's a review. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. See you guys soon.
Take care.